first time I came to Seed, I remember thinking that this was the biggest waste of my life. That I had a summer of only 8 weeks and away from the classroom, away from teaching, and I wanted to spend it resting on a beach with a cold beer in my hand. And coming here, I thought, I know about diversity. I am diversity. How could I learn more? And in the space of that first week here at Seed, I was humbled because I realized that my story mattered, that I didn't have to qualify it or explain it or rationalize it or apologize for it. And in that moment, that began the change for me.
It touched me that we could have such conversations and there was still a surrounding of peace. There was still tranquility in the atmosphere.
One of the things that I thought was fantastic about the program was that Seed is so thoughtfully, carefully created so that there is a space where people feel safe and where the anger about why, for instance, Native Americans have been treated the way they have in history and continue to be treated, and the level of inequity that exists in our world that is really angering and upsetting, but for so many of us, we're insulated. There was a space for them to be able to bring up that anger in a respectful way and for us to feel that and hear that and be respected for expressing that.
There are 2 teachers here from a high school in Boston that has a history that everybody knows, a legacy of the busing in Boston. I grew up in Boston, so I'm very familiar. I was a teenager then. Some issues came up around a video that was made and went on YouTube that had kids from that school making racist comments about other kids. And so the school sent 2 teachers here. One of the teachers is the director of the Air Force Junior ROTC program at that school.
It exceeded my expectations in that I didn't leave traumatized. I left enlightened and encouraged, and I left with more tools, and I left with more activities to do with the students, more activities to do with my colleagues, whether informal or not, but it's a Seed family, and it grew and extended in the district, and even today there's still that vine that wraps through the district of those that participated in Seed.
I was not prepared for how upset they would be and how upsetting it would be for me as a person who has benefited from white privilege and yet is also can relate to them because my father is of color. And it's been a really great thing that Seed has allowed me to hear those things and by it change the way that I am in the world. And instead of just kind of going along with the flow of racism, becoming an active ally against it.
I talked to him the first night, and you know, I related every way that I relate to my work with actually LGBT kids from LGBT families to his work with the kids in the Air Force ROTC, taking them out places, creating safe places for them to learn and grow. And so, you know, he's right there with everything. And his background has no reason to mean that he would ever have chosen to come here necessarily. Every way he's participated has been such a gift to all the listeners. What I always think in my work is we're all gonna change. We're all gonna move toward each other a little. I'm not gonna change you any more than you're gonna change me, but we're gonna move together